Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of Bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want Bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.
Court is now in session.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Mr. Tomayor, certified federal interpreter, already sworn today. 1 second while I connect to the headset. The interpreter is connected, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Milton Martinez Pinales.
Okay, Mr. Martinez Benales, you were arrested and charged with attempted second-degree murder with a weapon, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, domestic violence, and aggravated child abuse. Also, with a weapon, I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Is there anybody here on this case? No? All right. And, sir, I will set a bond in this matter. So on the attempted second-degree murder with a weapon, I will set a bond of $50,000. Aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, domestic violence of $15,000. Aggravated child abuse, also $15,000. With special conditions that you have no contact with the named victims or any witnesses in this case, even from jail. That means no phone calls. That you possess no weapons. And that, anything else, State?
No contact with any minors, Your Honor, or supervised contact with minors.
Okay, no unsupervised contact with any minors.
Your Honor, given that he has no criminal history, I would ask at least on the third count that you reduce it to $5,000 as opposed to count 2 and 3. I see he has community ties, 0 failures to appear, and no convictions.
Oh, well, noted, but no. Denying your request. So there are injunctions that need to be served on him. You need to stay away, sir. Okay. That is all.
The interpreter needs the case, Your Honor.
I'm so sorry. It is 2022 CF 20260.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this is Judge Jewett, right?
It is Judge Evelyn Jewett,
Yes, ma'am.
as opposed to
We have
Judge
it.
Steve Jewett.
Yeah, I figured that difference.
Our voices are very similar. Mine's probably deeper. At least today.
Yeah, maybe someday he'll catch up.
Maybe. So, okay. We have another gentleman at the podium. Right.
Yes, we're connected.
All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Daniel Vasquez Flores.
Okay, Mr. Paz Flores, you are here on an out-of-county warrant. You have a warrant for Volusia County, and the bond is $500 on that bond. There's also a hold for you. It says here on Pinellas County. Paperwork said Volusia County. I don't know if you have an additional matter. So I will appoint the public defender pending your transfer, or if you just bond out, then that's fine too. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
The case number, Your Honor?
Let's see. 2020-102443. It's for an out-of-county warrant.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I think that's it for Spanish. All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too, bye-bye. All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Yes, Adam Demetrius Privat.
Mr. Pravat, you have out-of-county warrants for Broward County. You failed to appear on a felony, so the judge down there issued a warrant for your arrest and set you at no bond, and I will stay the no bond status, appoint the public defender pending your transfer back to Broward County, sir. I don't have an answer for that. All right. All right, good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name?
My name is Angel Arroyo, Martin Arroyo Rodriguez. I'm sorry.
Okay, Mr. Arroyo Rodriguez, you are here for a violation of probation in 2020 CF 5864. And what's violating you, I believe, is your new law offense. And the judge on your violation of probation set you at no bond. I'll stay the no bond status and appoint the public defender to represent you. Okay. You already have an attorney? Okay, well then I won't appoint the public defender. It's not you. Okay. All right. Right, who's your paid lawyer? Oh, okay. Well, he's not here, and he's not going to really be able to change the fact that the judge set a no bond status on your violation of probation. So I can't change their matter. You're also out on bond on your new law offense, but I believe that's what's violating your probation, so I am not going to take any action on that. That's all weird. Good morning, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Howard Garrett Jr.
Okay, Mr. Garrett. Let's see. You are here on a charge of battery with one prior battery, which is a felony charge. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. And I will set bond in the amount of $1,500. Special conditions of the bond are that you have no contact with the victim, that you possess no weapons. Anything else, State?
Separate residence, Your Honor.
Maintain separate residence. Do you have property at their residence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can return once with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but you need to maintain separate residences for the time being at least, okay? All right. Thank you. All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
My name is Nicholas Gene William Ritchie.
Okay, Mr. Ritchie, you were arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a firearm, as well as possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause on both matters. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. And I will set bond in the amount of $15,000 on count 1 and $15,000 on count 2. Conditions of your bond are that you possess no weapons, that you have no contact with the named victims or any witness in this case, that you forfeit the weapon, that you follow any DCF plan that might be in place, and that you not return or maintain separate residences. Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. That is all.
Ask a question, ma'am?
Yes, you can ask a question. I'm sorry? 72 hours of release.
Your Honor, as to count 2, I would ask that you consider reducing that to at least 5,000. Looks like his last conviction was in 2015, and that was for no valid driver's license.
He's still a convicted felon, so no, I'm not going to do that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Walking around with a gun. All right, good morning. Could you tell me your name? Okay, Mr. Townsend. Okay, you are here on 2 separate cases. We're doing both of these?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So the first one is 2022 CF 30880, where you're charged with battery, domestic violence by strangulation, tampering with a witness to hinder communication, as well as simple battery domestic violence. And then in 2022 CF 1027, which is from January 26th, you're charged with battery by strangulation and simple battery. Sir, on both of the battery by strangulation charges, actually, so one of these is a capias, is that correct? Do you have the paperwork? Is that it on top? So, on 2022 CF 308, you failed to appear and the warrant was issued for your arrest, and the judge set your bond on the strangulation charge at none, and the battery charge at none, and the tampering charge at 5,000. I will stay those matters because it's a warrant. And then with the conditions of no contact, no weapons, maintain separate residence. And then on 2022 CF 1027 on the battery domestic violence, I'll set bond at $25,000 on the battery by strangulation and $1,000 on the battery domestic violence. Same conditions.
Actually, Your Honor, on the 22 CF 30880, he never failed to appear. It's a probable cause, capias.
It looked like they refiled, Your Honor.
They refiled it?
Yes. So he's entitled to a bond.
Okay. Okay. On both, okay. So on the battery by strangulation, on that charge, I'll set the bond at 25,000. Tampering, 5,000. Battery, 1,000. Same conditions.
Your Honor, again, I would ask that you consider reducing the bond amount. He has no criminal history. He has the community ties. He's employed full-time. 25,000. I believe you said 2,500 on the second battery by strangulation.
No, I said 25,000.
25,000 on both. I would ask that you consider reducing those bonds. He has 0 failures to appear. The purpose of bond is to ensure his presence, protect the community. I don't see any other criminal convictions.
I understand that, but we also have he has prior arrests for aggravated battery, felony battery.
I'm just asking if you set 25,000 on the first battery by strangulation, that you set a $5,000 bond on the second, Your Honor.
And your request is denied. You can take it before the felony judge. Just choke somebody every other week. Here's one I have. That's not this one. That one's coming up though. Okay. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Could you tell me your name?
Tim Keachie, Renee Atkinson.
Okay,
Your Honor, I'm sorry, the victim, slash co-defendant is also incarcerated.
yes.
Can we bring both in at the same time to see if they want contact with each other?
We can keep some distance between them. She's up in 2, so it's Kimberly Brown. Okay, we could. All right, maybe perhaps put some more, okay. Ms. Atkinson, you are here on a charge of domestic violence, battery, as is Ms. Brown. Okay, I have reviewed both of these. I do find there to be probable cause on both of them, and I will appoint the public defender on both of the cases. So I'm showing that you do not live together. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Okay. State, do you have any questions for Ms. Atkinson?
No, Your Honor.
None. Okay. So we're dealing with Ms. Atkinson's case. Ms. Brown, you're the named victim in that case. Do you want to have contact with Ms. Atkinson?
It don't make me no difference. I wasn't the problem.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Could you talk into the
It's
microphone?
just yes or no.
It's no problem. It's no problem, ma'am.
It's no problem?
Yeah,
So you don't mind having contact? All right.
I'm sorry.
Okay, and Ms. Atkinson, you're the named victim in Ms. Brown's case. Do you want to have contact with Ms. Brown? I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Ms. Atkinson, I'm going to set bond in the amount of $1,000, special conditions that you possess no weapons, that you have no hostile contact with Ms. Brown. So if you have contact and you start feeling angry, walk away. It's going to be the same for her as well, okay? That you maintain separate residences. This does not seem an ideal time to start moving in together. So, anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, and Ms. Brown, as long as you're out here, you are also charged with battery, domestic violence. I'll set bond at $1,000. You're to have no hostile contact with Ms. Atkinson, maintain separate residence, possess no weapons.
Oh, they already posted it.
Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. No. On Atkinson, the case number is 2022 MM1707AO. On Brown, the case number is 2022 MM1708AO. Okay. Could you tell me your name?
Ruth Bienemy.
Ruth
Mm-hmm.
Banami?
Yes.
Bienemy, okay. Ma'am, you were arrested and charged with battery, domestic violence, as well as assault, domestic violence. Both are misdemeanors. And apparently this is with a sibling. Okay, you do qualify for pretrial release. I do find probable cause and will appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm gonna release you on pretrial release. Do we have anybody here for this? Is the victim here? Okay. I'm going to order no contact, possess no weapons. You need to maintain separate residences for the time being. This can be modified in the future, but since nobody's here to say anything different, then I'm ordering no contact, okay? All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Henry Hermida.
Mr. Ermita, you are here on a charge of battery, domestic violence, a first-degree misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail, up to a year probation, up to a $1,000 fine. Is there anybody here on this case? No. All right. Sir, I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You qualify for pretrial release, so I will release you on pretrial release with the following conditions: that you have no contact with the victim, that you not return to the residence where this occurred, that you possess no weapons.
No.
Excuse me?
I said no.
Okay. Well, part of your release conditions are that you, in the future, possess no weapons. Do you understand?
All right.
Okay. All right. Then that is all. Thank you. All right, good morning. Could you tell me your name?
Kara Heisel.
Okay, Ms. Heisel, you were arrested for a charge of battery, domestic violence, a first-degree misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail, up to a year probation, up to a $1,000 fine. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you. You do qualify for pretrial release, which is a non-monetary release. Conditions of your release: are that you have no contact with the named victim, that you abide by any DCF plan that might be put in place, that you possess no weapons. Okay. Anything else, State?
Maintain separate residence, Your Honor.
Oh. Maintain separate residence. So, all right, thank you. Excuse me? PTR. Okay. Sir, could you tell me your name?
Nathaniel Laird.
Mr. Laird, you were arrested and charged with battery, dating violence, a first-degree misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail, up to a year probation, up to a $1,000 fine. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. And you qualify for pretrial release, which is a non-monetary bond. Wait, do we have somebody here to testify?
No.
Are they related to this case?
No,
Yes or no? All right. Good morning, ma'am. Could you tell me your name?
Takesha Sutton.
Oh, I haven't signed it.
Okay, and Miss, can we swear her, please?
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record. Takesha Sutton.
Okay, and Miss Sutton, what is your relationship to Mr. Laird?
My boyfriend.
Okay, and you're the named victim in this case?
Yes.
Okay. And State, do you have any questions for her?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Sutton.
Good morning.
Do you live together?
No.
While this case is pending, would you like to have contact with the defendant?
Yes.
Are you afraid of him?
No.
Were drugs or alcohol involved in this incident?
No.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, sir, I'm going to release you on pretrial release. Conditions of your pretrial release are that you have no hostile contact with Miss Sutton. You can have contact, but if you start feeling angry, you need to walk away. If you're starting to get an angry vibe from her, you need to walk away. Do you understand? Okay. Possess no weapons. And you all do not live together? Not at the moment. Okay, well then now's not a good time to move in. So maintain separate residences, all right? Okay, thank you. All right, good morning, ma'am. Could you tell me your name?
Denise Martinez.
Okay, Ms. Martinez, you were arrested and charged with battery, domestic violence, a first-degree misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail, up to 1 year probation, up to $1,000 fine. Okay, and I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Okay, and sir? Okay, can we swear him in, please?
Do you swear or affirm the testimony about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Please state your name for the record.
My name is Joseph Figueroa.
Okay. And state, do you have any questions for Mr. Figueroa?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Figueroa.
Good morning.
How do you know the defendant?
It's my wife.
Do you live together?
Yes, ma'am.
While this case is pending, would you like to continue living together?
Yes.
Are you afraid of her?
No.
Were drugs or alcohol involved in this incident?
No.
I have no further questions at this time.
Okay, ma'am, you qualify for pretrial release, which is a non-monetary bond, okay? It's a non-monetary release, but it does come with conditions. So I will impose the following conditions: that you have no hostile contact with Mr. Figueroa. If you start feeling angry or sense that he feels angry, you're the one who needs to walk away, okay? That you possess no weapons. Was DCF contacted in this matter?
I don't believe so, Your Honor. No.
Okay, all right, then that's all. Thank you.
You didn't appoint us, Your Honor, right?
I thought I did.
Oh.
Yes, I did.
I didn't hear.
Okay. There's one I did. Thank you, sir. All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Douglas Carl Miller.
Okay, Mr. Miller, you were arrested and charged with battery, domestic violence, a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year in jail, up to 1 year probation, up to $1,000 fine. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause in this matter, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you. And you do qualify for pretrial release, which is a non-monetary release. However, it does come with conditions. You are to have no contact with the named victim. In this case, you all reside together now. You can return once to the residence to obtain your stuff, and that will be accompanied by a police officer. This is pending resolution of this case, sir. Possess no weapons. Anything else, State?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Okay, that's all.
Ask one question, please.
Yes. Maintain separate residences.
He's just asking because he's a truck driver, he goes from state to state if he's allowed to continue working as long as he makes his attorney.
Any objection to that, State?
No objection.
Okay. So yes, you can do that. All right, good morning, ma'am. Could you tell me your name?
Good morning, Crystal Reese.
Okay, Miss Reese,
Yes, ma'am.
you were arrested and charged with battery, domestic violence, a first-degree misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail, up to a year probation, up to $1,000 fine. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. And I will set bond at $1,000. Special conditions of the bond are that you have no contact with the named victim, that you possess no weapons, that you maintain separate residences, that you can return to the residence once to get your stuff, and that will be accompanied by a police officer. Yes, ma'am.
It's my house, it's my lease, he's in my house. So,
Ah.
I
Okay, maintain separate residences, which means he needs to get his stuff out of there,
right, thank you so much, Judge.
if it's her house.
Yeah, it's my house with my lease. And my daughter on lease, he's nowhere on my lease, he doesn't get mail at my house, it's me and my daughter's house. So when I get out, I will be contacting my landlord, because he's not supposed to be there anyway, he's not on my lease.
State, what's your position?
Your Honor, the order is to maintain separate residences, however it is that that is achieved. They just cannot live together.
Okay.
It'll be
Maintain
best-
separate residences.
That's me and my daughter's house.
Okay. All right. 1,000. All right.
I believe this is the plea, the add-on.
Okay. Sure.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Attorney Albert Maradona Visati for Tatiana Vera, case number 2021 MN 8629A-0.
All right.
This can be a change of plea, Your Honor.
All right.
At this time, Ms. Vera will withdraw her previously entered plea of not guilty and tender a plea of no contest to the court. The agreed upon disposition with the state of Florida is an adjudication of guilt, court costs, any credit for time served. I believe she has 21 days credit. And then no return to the address listed in the probable cause affidavit 444 South Rio Grande Avenue in Orlando, Florida. And I would stipulate to a factual basis.
All right. Do we have a plea form?
Yes, Judge. May I
Okay.
approach?
Well, she can.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Ma'am, could you tell me your name?
Tatiana Vera?
Have you read through this plea form and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into a plea?
Yes, I do.
Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, I am.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
No.
Were you on probation at the time of this offense?
No.
Are you satisfied with the services of your attorney?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and to the charge of trespass on property other than a structure or conveyance, how do you wish to plead?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea, find you're entering it freely and voluntarily. I will adjudicate you guilty. Give you credit for the 21 days that you've served here in the Orange County Jail. Order that you not return to 444 South Rio Grande Avenue. Also that you pay court costs, and I will give you 6 months from your release to get those paid. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of this court. If you cannot afford an attorney for that purpose, one will be provided by the court. Okay, you're released as to this charge.
Thank you, Judge. Now, this isn't addressed with the court, but Ms. Vera does have another case. It's another trespass and drug paraphernalia. The state hasn't filed charges yet. The court entered a $500 bond for each count. Ms. Vera has asserted to me, if the court will entertain it, she would like to plead to that today, even though it hasn't been filed. If the state is willing to, she has a 2-month-old baby at home she wants to get home to. She's not sure if she can afford the bonds. I told her I'd ask the court if the court would entertain it. I'm happy to stand in as a friend in the court since the court did appoint me on this case.
Date, what's your position?
Case was no info yesterday.
Okay, well, that answers that then.
That answers that.
Thank you,
Even
Judge.
better. Okay, when the case is no info, that means they're not filing the charge, which means you don't have to bond out. You're released as to that charge if it's no info, okay? All right,
Thank you, Judge. That's all the business I have. May I be excused?
you may.
Have a great day. Thank you, State.
Too. Okay. All right, good morning. Could you
Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name, sir?
Daryl Lane Key.
Okay, Mr. Keith, you were arrested and charged with trespass after warning, and that's at the 7-Eleven on Plant Street in Winter Garden. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you. Sir, you also are currently out on release on your own recognizance on several other trespass cases.
Yes, Your Honor. He has been deemed incompetent to proceed. His incompetency stems all the way back from 2017. He recently had an evaluation, and they determined he was still incompetent and he does not meet the requirements of commitment. And so on his out on bonds, I would ask that you take.
I would like to talk.
I would ask that you take no action on the out on bond and set the bond in his trespass case, Your Honor.
Okay, and Mr. Keith, what is it you want to say?
I was news. I had arrested. I was 6732. I was no.
Okay, sir, I'm having a hard time understanding you. And one, I think your mask is kind of covering your eyes. Are you okay?
He can't move it here.
6732 for the 99% for over end of both. So
I think he's just mumbling, Your Honor, about random things.
All right.
It's
Okay, sir.
I am hungry. I have to say, is there anything to eat?
Okay. All right, sir, I find probable cause. I am going to take no action on your previous cases, okay?
I had my paperwork. I wonder what happened to it. I had wrote down my paperwork. 8
Sir, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance on this case, on this trespass. But they have trespassed you from the 7-Eleven on Plant Street in Winter Garden. Do you understand that? I don't know. Sir, do you understand that?
I understand.
Do you understand if you go back to the 7-Eleven in Winter Garden, you're going to get arrested again?
Been 72 hours. I understand. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
I'm going home today.
You're being released today, but don't go back where you're trespassed, all right?
Richard Tolbert is now held.
I'll appoint the public defender, find probable cause.
I will waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll set bond in the amount of $500 on the resisting a merchant and $500 on the petty thefts for a total of $1,000. No return to the Walmart on Princeton. All right, good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name? Okay, Mr. Soul, you were arrested on a warrant for failing to appear, and the judge in that matter set your bond at $2,000. I will stay that bond. Do you already have the public defender?
Your Honor,
I'm sorry, what? There's standing up going on.
Yes, Your Honor. With regard to 2014 MM 6963, possession of drug paraphernalia, state announces a no information.
Okay, well, sir, since you've been arrested on something and the state has decided not to file the charges on it, I'm going to release you as to this charge, okay? That is all. right, good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Anthony Alexander Williams.
Okay, Mr. Williams. Now, is he here on all of these charges?
No, just the violation of failed to report.
Failing to report. Okay, and so he's already been heard on all the others. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. Sir, you're here on a charge of sex offender violation, failing to report, changing your address on your driver's license, okay? So, sir, I did review that. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to set a bond in the amount of $500 on that, with a special condition that you do, within 72 hours of your release, register as a sex offender, which I think you just did, but also to update your driver's license, okay?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. Oh, arraignments, okay. All over the place. All right, sir. Could you tell me your name, sir?
Brad Johnson.
Did you say Ryan Johnson or?
Brad,
Brad,
B-R-A-D.
okay, Brad Edward Johnson. Okay, that's what I have here. All right, sir, you were arrested and charged with, is this a violation of probation?
Yes.
Okay. A violation of probation on a reckless driving. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you.
I will enter a denial, Your Honor.
Okay, and he needs a court date in Division 85.
It's gonna be April 21st at 9 o'clock in courtroom 4A.
April 21st. Okay, thank you. So that's your next court date.
All right, and he already has a bond, so I don't do that, right?
No, this is for VOP. Arraignment.
You have Alan Brown? He refused.
And I will waive it and enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay, court date in Division 63.
Pre-trial will be April 21st at 1 o'clock in courtroom 10B.
All right. Ronald Andres Cifuentes Rivera.
Medical.
I will wait, I don't know.
I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent him.
I will waive and enter a plea of not guilty.
Division 62.
It's gonna be May 2nd at 8:30 in courtroom 12C.
All right. And James Ford.
Also medical.
And I will waive and enter a plea of not guilty on both of his cases, Your Honor.
Division
This is
61.
one case, the other case already have a trial date.
Okay, perfect.
Division 61.
It's gonna be April 22nd at 1:30 in courtroom 6B.
Okay. Do we have more than one Spanish? Yes, we do. Okay, but we can't do Spanish yet. That off to the side. All right, good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Timothy Camp.
Hey, Mr. Camp, you were arrested and charged with petty theft, retail theft from a J.C. Penney's. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. And are you seeking the public defender?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. And, sir, I will set bond in the amount of $2,500 on this with a special condition of no illicit drugs with random urinalysis during your time while you're on release. Okay. Anything else, State?
This is on Timothy Camp.
Yes.
No return, Your Honor.
And no return to the J.C. Penney's. All right.
Omari Landry was a refusal. I will waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Okay. I find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender, waiving his appearance. As far as the trespass after warning, I will set bond in the amount of $500. The special condition that he not return to the premises. He's currently out on bond. Okay, on possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, possession of cocaine, possession of controlled substance, possession of cannabis. So I will revoke those previous bonds and set new bonds in the amount of, the old ones were $2,000 each? Or the old, what's on the paper there, on the yellow paper? Sorry. Okay, so set new bonds of $2,000 per charge, per count. So perhaps he should sit a while, all right. Could you tell me your name, sir?
Jason Rhee, R-H-E-E, Brandon, Florida.
All right, Mr. Rhee, you were arrested and charged with trespass of an occupied structure, refusal to leave. This is from the Embassy Suites. So I did review this. I do find probable cause. Are you seeking the public defender, or are you going to hire your own attorney?
I have a public defender.
No, Your Honor, there was an offer to resolve the case.
Okay.
It was a withhold of adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to 191 East Pine Street.
Okay. All right. Sir, have you read through the plea form, and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into this plea?
The only question is, can I still file a civil lawsuit based on the Asian hate crime bill?
You can always file a lawsuit, sir. Whether or not you have any grounds to do that, I don't know, but.
I do.
Okay.
All I needed to know. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Sir, are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
Nope.
Were you on probation at the time of this offense?
Nope.
And do you understand if you're not a United States citizen, entry of a plea to a crime could subject you to deportation?
I'm a citizen, born and raised.
Okay. I figured you were. I just say that to everybody, sir. Okay. How do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass, refusing to leave? Okay, I'll accept your plea, find you're entering the plea freely and voluntarily, and I will withhold adjudication, give you credit for the time you've already served here in the Orange County Jail, order that you not return to the Embassy Suites at 191 East Pine Street, and order that you pay court costs. I'll give you 6 months from your release. I release you as to this charge. And you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of this court. If you cannot afford an attorney for that purpose, one will be provided by the court. Okay? Thank you. Mm-hmm. All right. Good afternoon. Could you tell me your name?
Leroy Christopher Quinton Royal IV.
Okay, Mr. Royal, you were arrested and charged with indecent exposure of sexual organ. And I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause for that. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. And you are currently out on release on your own recognizance for a charge of possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver. And that's in 2021 CF 13741AO. And on that case, I will revoke your ROR and set a new bond of $1,000 on that charge.
He has 2 charges.
He has 2 charges? What's the other? Oh. Is there another possession of cocaine?
Yes, the possession with intent and then the possession.
Okay, so 1,000 on the possession with intent and 500 on the possession of cocaine. All right. That's all, sir.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Your Honor, may I plead out on the
You're not making
new charge?
I'm sorry, how much was the bond?
I didn't, Your Honor, what was the bond on the new law?
The new law is 500.
Thank you.
May you plea out?
Yeah.
Is there an offer?
No, Your Honor.
So there's not a, no, sir, you cannot. All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Spence.
Okay, Mr. Spence, you're here on 2022 MM1702, trespass on property after warning. Are they telling me to do the case numbers? Okay. All right, and sir, you're also out on pretrial release on 2022 CF 1842 AO, carrying a concealed firearm. Sir, I have reviewed this. And as to the trespass on property after warning, I do find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Your Honor, there is an offer of a withhold of adjudication, credit time served and no return to City Walk in order to resolve the case today, and Mr. Spence would like to accept that offer.
All right. Sir, have you read through a plea form, and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into a plea?
She explained it to me.
Okay. Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol? Were you on probation at the time of this offense?
No.
And do you understand if you're not a United States citizen, entry of a plea to a crime could subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Okay, then to the charge of trespass on property after warning, how do you wish to plea?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea, find you're entering it freely and voluntarily, and I will withhold adjudication, sentence you to the time you've already served here in the Orange County Jail, which I believe is 2 days. Order that you not return to City Walk. They've trespassed you, so don't go back there. Also, that you pay court costs, and I'll give you 6 months from your release to pay those court costs. Okay, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of this court, and that's on the trespass. However, you're still on PTR for carrying a concealed firearm. I'm revoking your pretrial release, and I'm setting a new bond in the amount of $1,000 for that charge. Okay. And all the previous conditions of your pretrial release still apply. Okay. Okay. Oh, what did I say? 1,000? All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Willie Whitlock.
Okay, Mr. Whitlock, you are here on 2022 MM1701 AO for a charge of petty theft at a retail store. That would be a Walmart. And you're also here for 22593 CFA, an out-of-county warrant for Seminole County. Okay. And I have reviewed this as far as the petty theft at Walmart. I do find probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you. And I will set bond in the amount of $1,000 for that. On your out-of-county warrant for Seminole County, the judge up there set your bond at $20,000 for that aggravated battery. So I will stay that bond.
Can I ask you something too, Your Honor?
Yes.
Can I, do we do the take it to trial or do that later on?
Could you repeat that louder?
I say, do I tell you to take it to trial here or that's for later on?
Sir, you're here at initial appearance. The state hasn't even filed that charge yet.
Okay.
So we can't do anything today. I'm setting a bond for you, okay?
Okay, yes,
We're-
ma'am.
We're too early on as far as taking it to trial, okay?
Thank you.
All right, sir, you're also out on bond on 2020 CF 12553 AO carrying a concealed firearm. And I will revoke that bond. And do you have the paperwork? And double it. I don't know what it is. Where is it? Oh, you were out on PTI. I'm going to revoke the PTI and set bond at $1,000 on that as well.
Can I tell you something? I had just finished my PTO. I had my public, not my public defender, my PO. She can kind of tell you. Her name is Miss. She signed me out last week. I have finished my 12-month or 8-month review or something.
So that's not the information I have. If that's true, then you can work that out. I already said. So on the out-of-county warrant, it's a $20,000 bond for aggravated battery, Seminole County. There are conditions, okay. Is it GPS? All right, the conditions of your bond for your Seminole County case are no contact with the victim, no return to 109 East Altamont Road, Altamont Springs, and a GPS shall be placed on prior to release from jail. So. That is all. Okay, good afternoon. Could you tell me your name?
Jeremiah Young.
Okay, Mr. Young, you were arrested on 2022 MM 17505, a charge of misdemeanor battery. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause in this matter, and I will set the bond at 500 with special conditions that you have no contact with the named victim. You're also currently out on ROR for 2021 MM 486AO, a petty theft. I'm going to revoke the ROR and set bond in the amount of $500. And that is all. Oh, I'm appointing the public defender to represent you, sir. All right. Sir, could you tell me your name?
John Michael Ansman.
Okay, Mr. Ansman, you are here on 2021 MM 7593, and they have this as a failure to appear, and the judge in that matter set your bond at $5,000, so I'll stay that bond. Do you have the paperwork on that? So you know which case this is about? Do you already have the public defender, sir? No. Actually, no, they set the bond at, okay, yes, it is $5,000. And that's Division 50, Judge Shoemaker. Okay. All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
James Queen, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Queen. You were arrested on 2021 MM 7998AO, a failure to appear. And that judge set your bond at $500, so I will stay that bond. Do you already have the public defender representing you, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer is actually a withhold of adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to 130 North Magnolia Avenue. There is a cost of investigation in the amount of $51.02 to the Orlando Police Department. And Mr. Queen would like to accept the offer and enter a plea of no contest.
All right. Sir, have you seen a plea form before, and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into this plea?
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
I just have one question to her. How long do I have to pay that $50? Is that gonna be paid? Oh, she's going to pay to the Orlando Police, so. I'm not from here.
It's online. You can pay it online.
Okay, yeah, then yes, I understand.
He's just asking, would you be okay with giving him a year, Your Honor, to pay the court costs?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you currently on probation?
No, ma'am.
And do you understand if you're not a United States citizen, entry of a plea to a crime will subject you to deportation? Okay, then to the charge of, is this a trespass?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, okay, because all I have is failure to appear. Okay, to the charge of trespass, how do you wish to plead?
No contest, Your Honor.
Okay, I will accept your plea. I'll find you're entering the plea freely and voluntarily, and I will withhold adjudication, give you credit for the time you've already served here in the Orange County Jail, which is
4 days.
4 days. Order that you not return to 130 North Magnolia Avenue, Orlando, Florida. Order that you pay costs of investigation of $51.02 to Orlando Police Department. Also that you pay court costs. I will give you 12 months to pay that off. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of this court. If you cannot afford an attorney for that purpose, one will be provided by the court. Okay. All right. Good afternoon. Could you tell me your name? Okay, Mr. Anton, you are arrested and charged with possession of alcohol on the street, sidewalk, or alleyway, basically open container.
And the offer is a withhold of adjudication, credit time served, and Mr. Antoine would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
All right. And this is on County Court Case 22-17-217. Okay, thank you. All right, sir, have you read through a plea form, and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into this plea?
I do understand those rights, Your Honor.
Okay, are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, I am.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
Okay, were you on probation at the time of this offense?
No.
And do you understand, excuse me, if you're not a United States citizen, entry of a plea to a crime could subject you to deportation?
I do.
And to the charge of possession of alcohol on the street, sidewalk, or alleyway, how do you wish to plead?
No contest, Your Honor.
I will accept your plea, find you're entering it freely and voluntarily. I will withhold adjudication, sentence you to the time you've already served here in the Orange County Jail, which is
2 days.
2 days. Order court costs, reduce them to a civil judgment. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of this court. If you cannot afford an attorney for that purpose, one will be provided by the court. Good luck to you, sir. Okay.
Your Honor, for the record, the number that you quoted was not the actual case number, that's the agency number.
Oh.
That you quoted.
What is the case number? Do you know?
22 CO 339.
Thank you. The only number they gave me. Excuse me. Good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Keith Cowell.
Okay, Mr. Cowell, you're here on 2022 MO 379AO. It's over there.
Yes, in your honor, the offer is an adjudication of guilt, 5 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for time served and court costs, and Mr. Kyle would like to accept the state's offer.
All right. Scared me. All right, Mr. Cowell, have you seen a plea form before, and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into a plea? Okay. Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yeah.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
No.
Were you on probation at the time of this offense?
No.
And do you understand if you're not a United States citizen, entry of a plea to a crime could subject you to deportation?
What?
If you're not a United States citizen, you are. Okay. Then to the charge of open container of an alcoholic beverage, how do you wish to plea?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea, find you're entering the plea freely and voluntarily. I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 5 days in the Orange County Jail, give you credit for the
2 days.
2 days that you've already served. Order court costs, reduce them to a civil judgment. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of this court. If you cannot afford an attorney for that purpose, one will be provided by the court. You're also out on ROR on 22 CF 2802 AO. I'm going to take no action in that matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You okay? You okay?
All right, ma'am, could you tell me your name?
Can she get the headsets? She
Okay.
has a hard time hearing.
She hearing impaired? All right, ma'am, could you tell me your name?
Andrea Ferguson.
Ms. Ferguson, you were arrested for violating a city ordinance of disorderly conduct.
The offer is a withhold of adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and court costs, Your Honor, and Ms. Ferguson would like to accept.
Okay. So we're here in 2022 MO 380 AO. Thank you. Ma'am, have you read through a plea form, and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into a plea?
No.
Are you entering the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
No.
Okay, and were you on any probation at the time of this offense?
No.
Okay, and to the charge of disorderly conduct, how do you wish to plea?
No contest. No contest.
I don't know how to say it.
She has a hard time saying it. Your Honor.
No contest. All right, ma'am, I'll accept your plea, find you're entering it freely and voluntarily, and I will withhold adjudication, give you credit for the 2 days that you served in the Orange County Jail, order court costs, reduce them to a civil judgment. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of this court. If you cannot afford an attorney for that purpose, one will be provided by the court. Ma'am, be careful out there.
Okay, thank you.
If you're out in traffic, they can't see you. All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Yes, yes, Your Honor. George Holman.
Okay, Mr. Homan, you're here for violating a county ordinance, and they've charged you with soliciting without a permit.
The offer from the state is a withhold of adjudication, credit time served, and court costs, and Mr. Holman would like to accept the state's offer and enter a plea of no contest, Your Honor.
Okay, we're here on 2022 CO 340AO. Mr. Homan, have you read through a plea form, and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into a plea?
Yes.
Are you
Yes, I
entering
do,
this plea
Your Honor.
freely? Okay, I'm sorry. Are you entering the plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
Okay, and were you on any probation at the time of this offense?
No, I was not, Your Honor.
Okay, then to the charge of soliciting without a permit, how do you wish to plea?
No contest, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I will accept your plea. I'll find you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily, and I will withhold adjudication, give you credit for the 2 days that you've served here in the Orange County Jail, order court costs, reduce those to a civil judgment. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of this court. If you cannot afford an attorney for that purpose, one will be provided by the court. Good luck to you, sir. Please be careful.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
David Casanova.
Okay, Mr. Casanova, you are here on 2021 CT 4543AO, and it's a failure to appear. The judge has set a bond of $250 in that matter.
The offer from the state, Your Honor, is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and court costs. Mr. Casanova would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay. Thank you. All right, sir, have you read through the plea form, and do you understand the rights you're waiving by entering into this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol?
No.
Were you on probation at the time of this offense?
No, ma'am.
And do you understand if you're not a United States citizen, entry of a plea to a crime could subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then to the charge of expired driver's license for more than 6 months, how do you wish to plea?
No contest.
I will accept your plea, find you're entering the plea freely and voluntarily, and I will adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the time you've served here in the Orange County Jail,
2 days.
which is 2 days, and order that you pay court costs. I'll release you as to this charge, and I'll give you, the court costs are going to be about $301 perhaps. Can you pay those in 6 months?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll give you 6 months to pay. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of this court. If you cannot afford an attorney for that purpose, one will be provided by the court.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, sir. Please don't drive without a valid driver's license. Okay. Okay.
Bruce Bland is medical.
Okay, I will appoint the public defender's office.
I will waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, and I will, I want to say, okay. Anyway, I'll find probable cause, set bond on the grand theft third degree at $500, dealing in stolen property at $2,500, receiving money from a pawnbroker by false verification at $500. That's all. Excuse me? Oh. Medical?
Medical.
Jesse Calhoun to the side, he stepped away from the back.
He what?
He stepped away from the back, he'll be right back.
Okay, sure. So who do I have here? Okay, sir, could you state your name for the record?
Jose Alfredo Garcia, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Garcia, you were arrested and charged with quite a bit. You're charged with burglary of an occupied dwelling, possession of burglary tools, There are 4 counts of resisting an officer without violence and 1 count of escape.
Your Honor, as to the resisting without violence, I would ask that you ROR as to 3 of the counts. They are all stemming from the same incident, and the state can only charge 1.
I was going to find no PC on 3 out of 4 of them.
Thank you.
So, okay.
And as far as the escape, I would argue no PC as well. He was already in a cell. He wasn't being transported to and from any place, Your Honor. So I'd also argue no PC as to the escape charge.
Well, I disagree with that, but I am finding probable cause for burglary of an occupied dwelling, of possession of burglary tools, of 1 count of resisting an officer without violence, and of escape on the burglary of an occupied dwelling.
Your Honor, if I'm not mistaken, based on the statute and the jury instructions, he has to be being transported to and from a correctional facility, jail, or something that has to do with him being moved from one jail to another. He was not currently being moved from one place to another. He was actually in a jail cell.
State?
Your Honor, I'd have to look that up as defense is referring to the jury instructions, you said? Or okay. I would have to look that up, Your Honor, to be able to say one way or another.
Okay. It's not my understanding of escape, but anyway, on burglary of an occupied dwelling, I'm setting bond at $15,000, possession of burglary tools, $1,000, resisting an officer without violence, 1 count of $1,000. I'll ROR on the other 3 because I don't find probable cause on those. And on the escape, I'll set bond at $1,000. Conditions of the bond are that you not return to the residence where this occurred, that you possess no weapons, that you have no contact with the victims or any witnesses in this case. And I've appointed the public defender to represent you. Thank you. You too.
You still want me to look?
Breaking into people's houses.
To look, the escape, okay. Do you know the number by any chance?
Okay, I'll find probable cause, appoint the public defender, and I will. So we're just doing the trafficking and possession of fentanyl, not the parole thing?
Yes, not the parole.
Okay. And set bond in trafficking and fentanyl of 4 grams or more and at $50,000 and possession of fentanyl at $1,000. And appoint the public defender. Okay. Is that him? Oh, he bonded? Okay. I'm fine. How are you?
Not too good.
I'm sorry to hear that, but that's probably the appropriate response since you're talking from in here. So what's your name?
Johnny Jerome Johnson.
Okay, Mr. Johnson. You are here on 2022 CF 2834, sex offender violation, failing to register as required.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And in that matter, I will set bond in the amount of $1,000 with a special condition that you register. You know what you're supposed to do and register. You need to do that within 72 hours of your release.
Yes, ma'am. It wasn't the fact of me not registering, the registration.
Don't talk.
Okay. I understand that there are technical things that go on with the registration. I am giving you a bond on it and telling you to go do it right.
Yes, ma'am. Are you gonna reinstate the bonds that were revoked?
Well, and then
I was supposed to go to court this morning downtown.
I see.
If you reinstate the bonds that were revoked, I can go ahead
It's under
Just gonna look at the case. Just gonna look at the case.
One of these a failure to appear, Division 15.
So what are we doing with
Okay.
Ms. George? What do we
Need to look at the court order on this one, 22-2A3. Excuse me? Right, there's like a special drawn-in box, other court order, so I'm trying to find out what that is. Because I don't think I can do anything about them. 2834. This one. Oh no, this is a different case number. I apologize. Moving slow here. 2021 CF 11576. AO. Okay. Sir, I can take no action. I mean, all right. On the case of 2021 CF 11576, on March 16th, which I guess is today. You were supposed to be in court today? All right. Well, your attorney said that you had no contact with your attorney at all.
I've been calling every day. I call once a week. I get no contact with them. I leave messages and everything on the, it should be Katie Lamphere, unless she's no longer my public defender, and it was Jace Thomas. And Jace Thomas told me they took the case from him and put it in somebody else's office, and I don't know who that is.
And he's telling the truth, Your Honor. It appears he has been calling. Also, staff here at the jail also sent information out to let them know he was incarcerated at the time. I don't know why the failure to appear was still issued.
So I'm doing my part, ma'am.
The notes in my system literally says he was calling and asking multiple times, and that was just recent.
Do you see what the court did with that? Because it just says other court order. It doesn't say failed to appear and revoked bond and set a bond. It doesn't say anything. I have no
It
information.
doesn't show me that they revoked the bond.
Okay.
I understand the bond was revoked when I got arrested last night, and they said I had to see you first.
Oh, they haven't revoked it. He has a first appearance detainer, Your Honor. He has to see you on his out on bonds before he can get out.
I'm going to take no action on your out on bond things. Okay. That doesn't mean that the judge who has those cases might do something with them, but today I'm not doing anything with them.
Will be allowed to bond out?
You should be able to bond out. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, but what you need to do, what you absolutely need to do is go get registered properly. I understand. I mean, Believe me, I know it's difficult, and I know it's easy to screw that up. That's why I'm giving you a bond, all right? But don't let me down, all right? All right, good afternoon. Could you tell me your name?
Scott Johnson.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, you were arrested on 2022 CF 2878, burglary of an occupied conveyance as well as petty theft. And then you're also charged in 2022 MM 1693 with trespass of an occupied structure and resisting an officer without violence. Those are misdemeanors. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you, and I will set bond on the burglary of an occupied conveyance at $2,500, the petty theft at $250, the trespass in an occupied structure at $500, and the resisting an officer without violence at $100. Special conditions are that you have no contact with the victims and that you do not return to where this occurred. Anything else, State?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, that's all.
Your Honor, this is Jesse Calhoun, who we passed.
All right. Okay, hello. Could you tell me your name for the record?
My name is Jesse James Calhoun.
Okay, Mr. Calhoun, you are here on 2022 CF 2890 AO grand theft third degree of a motor vehicle.
I had purchased that vehicle.
You have what?
Don't talk about the facts, please.
Okay, anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of law, so you may want to be careful about what you talk about. You're here for initial appearance. I'm telling you why you got arrested, and I'm reviewing it to see if I find that there's probable cause, and we're appointing an attorney if you need an attorney, and I'm also setting bonds, okay? That's what initial appearance is, all right? All right.
I would like to ask that if you could calculate this bond reduced, I can go back to work and not lose my job. I was really hard to get a job. So the accumulation of like years of trying to get into it, finally it would be very disappointing. Everybody was involved in the process. I can lose the job. So.
Do you have the paperwork on this one? All right. Are we also here on the DUI?
Yeah, he has 3 cases.
That's what I thought. Okay, I was just looking for the case number on the other case, so. All right, on the grand theft motor vehicle, sir, I'm going to set bond at $1,000. I'm appointing the public defender. I do find probable cause. Okay. On the petty theft charge, I'm setting bond at $250. I find probable cause, appoint the public defender to represent you. And then on the DUI, I find, which is 2022 CT 1481 AO and 1482 AO. I find probable cause, set bond at 500 and no valid driver's license. I'll set bond at 100 on that.
What was the first 3 things you said? You said grand theft auto.
Grand theft auto, petty theft, DUI, and no valid driver's license. Okay?
Your Honor, I have 1,500, 100, and
250.
250 on the petty theft.
Thank you.
Live here, got priors. All right, good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Adrian Jones.
Okay, Mr. Jones. You were arrested in 2022 CF 2859AO and charged with possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you, setting bond at $1,000. And that is all.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Mm-mm. No. No, you don't.
I have another. Excuse me.
Just let-
Thank you. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Maurice King.
Okay, Mr. King, you were arrested on 2022 CF 2892 and charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, as well as carrying a concealed firearm and possession of MDMA or ecstasy. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause on all 3 counts. I will appoint the public defender to represent you, and I will set bond in the amount on the possession of firearm by a convicted felon in the amount of $3,000, carrying a concealed firearm, $500, possession of ecstasy, MDMA at $500 for a total of $4,000. Special condition or that you possess no weapons.
Oh, I have nothing.
Nothing further? Okay, that's all. Okay. All right. Sir, could you tell me your name?
Joshua Leister.
Okay, Mr. Leister, you were arrested and charged with, let's see, on 2022 CF 2884AO, fleeing and eluding a police officer. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. I'll set bond in the amount of $1,000 on that matter. You also have violations of probations, which are out of county, and they are both set at no bond. That's what the judges who signed your VOP warrant set it at, so I can't really do anything about that. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You're also out on bond on 2020 CF 2584AO for 2 counts of grand theft and 2 counts of burglary. And at this time, I will revoke that bond and set a new bond in the amount of $5,000 on,
Yes, 4 counts.
right, there are 2 grand thefts, 2 burglaries, correct? Okay. So. All right. So your old bonds were 2,500 on the grand thefts and 1,000 on the burglaries. Your new bonds are 5,000 on the grand thefts and 2,000 on the burglaries. Okay, and that is all.
That's what happened.
That's what happened. All right, good afternoon. Could you tell me your name?
Yami Martin.
Okay, Miss Martin. You were arrested and charged with lewd or lascivious battery. I have reviewed this, and I do find probable cause in this matter and will appoint the public defender's office. I'm setting bond in the amount of $10,000 on the one charge that you have. ordering that you have no contact with the named victim and that you have no unsupervised contact with any minors. And when I say no contact, that also means from the jail, so don't make any phone calls calling the victim, all right? That's all.
How much was the bond, Your Honor?
10,000.
Okay, thank you.
Did you have Gregory Martin before that?
Yeah.
That was a bond.
You bonded?
Excuse me. It was a no bond, though.
Wait, did he bond or did he refuse?
Oh, he was a refusal. Your Honor.
Refuse, okay.
That makes more sense, so. Gregory Martin. Yeah, he was no bond, so. And he's still no bond. So he refused, so I'm appointing the public defender and I'm staying the no bond status, so. Huh? Oh, that he already had a conflict attorney? Whatever that conflict is may be resolved by now, so. Okay. All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Jonathan Rashad Passmore.
Okay, Mr. Passmore, you were arrested on 2022 CF 2885AO. And the charge is petty theft with 2 prior convictions. I did review this. I do find probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you. And sir, you're currently out on your own recognizance on a charge of possession of methamphetamine possession of amphetamine, as well as petty theft with 2 priors, and that's on 22 CF 1180AO. So I'm going to revoke your ROR and set bond at $1,000 on the possession of amphetamine and $500 on the petty theft 2 priors. And then on the case you newly got arrested on, the petty theft 2 priors, I'll set bond in the amount of $500 on that. And no return to the scene.
As far as the out on bond, and information has not been filed, I would ask that you take no action. I believe he was arrested back in January, and there still has not been an information filed. So I'd ask that you take no action on the out on bond.
State?
Yes, Your Honor, defendant was arrested January 31st. As of this date, formal charges have not been filed.
Okay, well, then I will maintain the ROR and take no action on that matter. Okay. See what if the 33-day motion. All right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. My name is Gabriel Reyes.
Okay, Mr. Reyes, you were arrested on 22 CF 2889AO on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And then, okay, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And then on 22 MM 1712, a charge of battery. Okay. So I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause in these cases. And on the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, I'm setting bond at $5,000. And on the misdemeanor battery, I'm setting bond at $500. And then on 2020 CF 9357, failure to appear on your VOP,
Yes, ma'am.
I believe it's set at $1,000.
It is.
I'm sorry, what?
It is.
Okay. The judge set that at $1,000. condition of your bond are that you have no contact with the named victims and that you not return and you possess no weapons.
Yes, ma'am. May I say one thing? Please?
Have just a moment, Your Honor.
Mhm.
Thank you, Your Honor.
She bonded? Okay. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
William Stovall.
Okay, Mr. Stovall, you were arrested on, that's right, 2021. Hold on. All right. You were arrested on 2022 CF 2896 AO on charges of trafficking and methamphetamine, as well as trafficking in 400 grams of MDMA. Both are first-degree felonies. And I will set bond on count 1 in the amount of $50,000 and in count 2 in the amount of $25,000. And you're currently out on bond for no valid driver's license and driving while license suspended.
Yes, Your Honor, on those out on bonds, it shows in the clerk of courts that they were D6 and closed. However, the bonds are still active, so we weren't too sure about those cases.
I have the same thing. It says judge issued a D6 instead of a KPS. But it just says no court date, so I don't know. And that was let's see, set for status plea. It was set for a plea on 3/12, but then the next note I have is judge issued a D6 instead of a KPS and no court dates. So I don't know.
All right, I'm going to take no action. So if the judge is D6ing things.
And I apologize, Your Honor, can you give me the bond amount on count 1 again, please?
50,000.
Thank you.
50,000 and 25,000. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. Could you tell me your name?
Yes, ma'am. It's Sarah Jane Trombley.
Okay, Ms. Trombley, you were arrested in 2019, CF 16960, petty theft with 2 priors. And let's see. Apparently a capias issued in December of 2019, and they set the bond on that at that time at 2,000, so I'll stay that bond.
Do I get pretrial release? I was signed for that.
Excuse me?
I signed up for pretrial release. Do I still get that?
Does she qualify for pretrial release?
Yes, she said I qualified.
Well, you
No,
can
you-
tell me that all day. I'm talking to her.
Oh,
No,
I'm
Your
sorry.
Honor.
No, you do not qualify for pretrial release. Okay. No return. Set bond at 2,000 and no return. And I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. right, good afternoon, ma'am. Could you tell me your name?
Sky Van Dyne.
Okay, Miss Van Dyne. You were arrested and charged with possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. Hold on one second. I need a case number. On 22 CF 2897AO. Okay, I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. And then you're also charged with soliciting without a permit in 2022 MM1719AO. And I see probable cause for that as well. I will appoint the public defender to represent you, ma'am. And on the possession of cocaine, I'll set bond at 1,000. Possession of drug paraphernalia, I'll set bond at 500. And soliciting without a permit, I'll set bond at 100. And that is all. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Could you tell me your name?
Timothy Wiggins.
Okay, Mr. Wiggins. Let's see. You're here on 2022 CF 2898, and you were arrested and charged with carjacking with a weapon. I have reviewed this. I do find probable cause. And I'll set bond at $25,000. Special conditions of no contact with the victim.
Yeah.
And we're showing you have an out-of-county hold for Pinellas County.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. All right. And I'll appoint the public defender. Yeah, Spanish, and it's after 1, okay.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Laura Bretania, Spanish interpreter, previously sworn.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
Good. We have a couple of IAs here. So. You have connection with Miss Pinto Rivera?
There is contact, Your Honor.
Okay. Ma'am, could you tell us your name?
Aidalis Pinto Rivera.
Aidalis Pinto Rivera.
Ms. Pinto Rivera, you are here on a charge in 2021 CT 2290AO. And we have you down as a failure to appear for court. And the judge set you set a bond of $2,000 for that. And I will stay that bond. Okay, and are you already represented by the Public Defender's Office, ma'am?
No.
No?
No.
I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Okay, that is all. Okay, and then next we have 2022 CF 2841. Right, sir, could you tell me your name?
Eric Lopez.
Okay, Mr. Lopez, you are charged with 7 counts. The first 3 are lewd or lascivious molestation with the victim under 12. And the final 4 are lewd and or lascivious conduct by a person over 17? Over? Yes. Sir, I did review this. I do find probable cause, or actually probable cause was already found by Judge Falcone. And I'm setting bond in the amount of $10,000 on each count for a total of $70,000.
Your Honor,
Yes.
counts 1 through 3 are actually life felonies. I would ask defendant be held no bond.
Okay, on counts 1, 2, and 3, I'll set no bond. And on 4, 5, 6, and 7, I'll set bond at $10,000 each. Conditions of the bond are that you have no contact with the named victim, you have no unsupervised contact with any minors, you possess no weapons. Okay. And I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Bond court is a free service, but it takes several hours of my time every day. Less than 10% of bond court viewers hit the like button, and less than 1% leave a comment. If you want bond court to continue to be available on YouTube for free, then please hit the like button and leave a comment on all of my videos.